Awesome. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Mindful Monday. We had a request for gentle, so I'm all in. Gentle it is. So I thought we'd start on our backs and using our blocks. If you have blocks at home, you can take the top block. This will go under your head, and you can either put it at the highest level, hotel, or the medium level, Holiday Inn. And then take your lower block. This goes right at the bra strap line, or right at the bottom of the shoulder blades. And this can be at the lowest level or the medium level, depending on where your upper block is going. So then you just kind of descend down and try to land at the right place. So you might have to adjust one or both blocks. And then we have a nice heart opener, and it should feel really yummy and gentle. And then your shoulders can just wrap around that lower block. Your arms can come out to the sides, and feel free to take your blanket. If you're chilly, cover up, place it over your belly. Or maybe it would feel nice and yummy for your lower back to place it under your knees. So lots of options here. Oh yeah, that does feel good. And then once you land in this yummy heart opener, and just kind of settle in. Let your eyes close. Maybe shift around a little bit, get yourself a little more comfy, a little more grounded. And just begin to notice where your body is in space. So those parts of the body that are making contact with the floor. And if you have no blocks, have no fear, just snuggle your shoulders underneath you and just get a little more broad across the chest. Give yourself a little more space for the breath. Feel those parts of the body that are making contact with the blocks, if you have them. And notice the parts of the body that are a little bit suspended in space. Do a quick scan of the body. Notice what's holding tension. Notice what's feeling soft and gentle, relaxed. Appreciate the sounds in your space. Notice the temperature of the air. And swallow in your throat. Notice any taste or sensations in the mouth. And begin to focus on your breath. So notice the natural breath that's coming in and out without you even having to think about it. Quite amazing, really. And then soften the belly, invite in a deeper breath. So fill up the belly. And if you like, you can place your hands on your belly and feel the rise on the inhalation. And make it a slow descension as you draw your belly back down on your exhalation. You could really feel the breath filling up. And then releasing slowly. Nice conscious breaths. Let's take 3 more together. This practice is somewhat inspired by Cesar Millan, the dog whisperer. Since we had our daughter and son-in-law's dog with us, who was a rescue, we had him all summer, and he had to adjust, or actually all year and a half, what am I talking about? He had to adjust from being a city dog to more of a country dog. And he's a sweetheart, but we were a little bit worried about him around children sometimes because he wasn't used to kids. And so anyway, Caesar, the dog whisperer, he is really, I think it's interesting because I feel like when he's working with dog owners, he's really doing yoga. He doesn't probably know that, but I feel like he did. He does. So he was working with these trainers, owners who were trying to train their dogs to be more socialized. I believe there was a Rottweiler in this one show and part pit bull, both rescues. And instead of focusing on the dogs, he was really focusing on the energy of the dog owners. And as he was training these dog owners to socialize their dogs amidst a little bit of chaos, so lots of kids and other animals and dogs, there was even a little pony, he was really focusing on the energy of the owners. So this one woman was really gripping the leash at one point. He says, look at your hands. Notice that you're gripping the leash. The dog can feel it. So the dog can sense your energy. So she would relax, and then the dog would be fine. And so it went on, and it was all about the energy of the dog owners versus, placing all of the onus on the dogs themselves. So likewise in our yoga practice, that's what we're working on. Our energy, because our energy affects others. So we want it to be nice and clean, nice and soft, nice and gentle, as appropriate, of course. So let's take one more big breath here. And then we'll exhale as we gently place one foot on the floor, roll to one side, and gently remove blocks from beneath you. And then come on down. Any props, move out of the way, and just lower yourself down so your spine is on the floor, and just feel the difference. And see if you can notice how maybe your energy has shifted a bit just from changing the shape. And then take your right knee, hug it into your chest. Just kind of notice how that's affecting you. I had a nice workout yesterday and I could feel my legs. So that affected me. So release your right leg, hug your left knee in. Just notice how that feels. Maybe move it from side to side. Just kind of shift. And then release that. Take your ankles and circle them, and then take your arms overhead, circle out your wrists. Take a full body stretch, reach from toes to fingertips. And then we'll take a big breath in, and as you exhale, grab your legs, hug your knees in. Good. And as you inhale, reach up, extend long, get long again, maybe even arch your back a little bit. As you exhale, hug your knees into your chest. Good. Let's take one more inhale, reach long. And exhale, hug the knees in. This time, bring your nose up towards your knees. Yeah. And then wherever your strap is, see if you can get a hold of it without moving too much. We're going to extend the left leg long and gently place that strap over the ball of the right foot. Send your heel up toward the sky, toward the ceiling. And then notice how you're gripping your strap, if you have your strap. See if you can soften that grip. See if you can send that energy up through your heel gently as you draw your toes toward your nose. And notice how your shoulders are. See if you can soften those shoulders. And then notice your left foot. See if you can flex it and bring some energy into that left leg. So it's not left there all alone. It's actually getting into this stretch. Good. And we'll just enjoy this hamstring stretch for one more breath. Nice big breath in. And on your exhale, take your strap in your right hand. Of course, if you don't have your strap, just take a hold of the inside of your right leg and just open it up. Take your left arm, extend it out toward the side, and then press that heel forward. Keep pressing both heels forward as you open up. Good. Enjoy this stretch, keeping that left hip planted as much as you can. Take one more big breath. And on your exhalation, draw that foot back up through center. Take a hold of the strap gently with the left hand. Open up with the right hand. And take the leg across the body, pressing both heels forward. And then take your gaze over gently to your right arm extended. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Pressing those heels forward. Good. And then inhale as you draw your leg back up through center. Take a hold of your strap in both hands. Notice how you're holding it. And then draw your nose towards your knee towards your nose. Take a sweet little breath. And then as you exhale, lower your head and shoulders. Release the strap and let your right leg float to the floor. And take a moment to appreciate that shift. That shift in energy. Notice the difference between the right and the left. And then bend your left leg. We'll take that left leg toward the sky. If you have your strap, wrap it around. If not, just take a gentle hold of the calf as you draw your heel up toward the ceiling. And then engage that right leg. Send that right heel forward, flexing the toes towards your face. And then notice. No death grip, just a gentle, soft holding. And focus on your breath here. So as we stretch this hamstring, let's keep the breath slow and smooth, and notice what shifts we can encourage by just breathing slowly and softening the face. Good. Let's take one more breath in, maybe drawing that leg a little closer. And as you exhale, take the strap into your left hand, wrap it around, open up that leg to the left, open up your right arm out to a T, and take your gaze in that general direction. Press both heels forward. Softness, gentleness. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Nothing's permanent. Everything changes. So let's move with each breath, staying with each one, being present. We'll take one more breath in. And as you exhale, draw that foot back up through center. Take a hold of it with the right hand. Open up with the left. Take your gaze in that direction, turning your head gently. Press that foot forward. Keep both feet flexed as much as you can. Nice big breath in. Long breath out. Soften the face. Swallow in the throat. Do what you need to do to stay present with this breath, with this moment. And we'll take one more big breath in, and as you exhale, draw that foot back up, take it in both hands, send the heel toward the ceiling. And then on your inhalation, draw your nose towards your knee. Maybe you get a little deeper stretch. Take what you need, leave the rest. And then slowly lower head, shoulders, release the strap. And let this left leg just float on down. And then appreciate what you got here. Maybe settle in, notice, notice, notice. And then when you're ready, bring your feet up toward your hips, so the heels and the whole foot. Bend your knees, bring your feet up toward your hips. Sorry, it's still early. Place your palms on the floor and just begin to gently peel your spine up off the floor, starting with your tailbone, lifting up, coming into a gentle bridge. And if you didn't inhale, do it now. And then we'll exhale as we slowly lower down, just one vertebrae at a time until the whole back is on the floor. Good. We'll take 2 more, inhaling as we peel our way up to our bridge. And exhale as you slowly, gently lower down, one vertebra at a time, just slowly. Yeah, good. Good. One more, inhale. And slowly exhale. Good. Let's take the knees, draw them in, and take some circles in one direction. So we'll get a gentle little massage on that lower back. Should feel nice and yummy. Good. And then switch directions. Awesome. I was hoping Sophie would join us, but she's over there chilling this morning. Maybe she'll make an appearance. When you're ready, find some stillness, and then we'll just begin to rock and roll forward and back. And if you don't like this, we're going to make our way up to our seat. So once you have rolled enough, come on up, find a seat, tuck something under you if you like, a blanket, maybe a block. Sit up nice and tall and just take a moment here. Close your eyes, allow your hips to settle in. Take a nice big breath in, exhale, let go. Feel those parts of the body making contact with the ground beneath you. And feel your spine lengthening. Draw the crown of the head up toward the ceiling. And then take your gaze with it. Lift your gaze. Blink open your eyes if you haven't already. And then lower your chin to your chest. Nice soft stretch of the back of the neck, keeping those shoulders down. And take a couple more, inhaling as you lift. And exhaling as you lower. Good, one more. Awesome. Let's take our right arm, open it out, flip the palm, and take it back behind. See if you can reach for your left bicep. Yeah. And then inhale, let's take that again. Lift up, lower down, lift up, lower down. Take one more up, lower it down, and then take your left ear over towards your left shoulder and stretching this right side. See where you can go. And if you can't quite reach this arm, just take it to the center of the back, just opening up this right shoulder, opening up the whole right side of the neck. Good. Take a nice big breath in. And as you exhale, slowly lower the chin down to the chest. And we'll release the right hand. Take that left arm, reach it out, and flip the palm. Take it over and around. Maybe you can hold on to the right bicep. And then let's take our gaze up and down a couple times, just noticing. Again, if your shoulder won't allow you to reach for your arm, maybe it just lands on the lower back. And then after you've taken a couple lifts and lowers, take that right ear over toward the right shoulder, stretching out the left side body. Maybe you have to adjust, just maybe rotating the neck a little bit to find that sweet spot where you can find your edge. Take a nice big breath in, a slow breath out as you release. Good. Let's take our arms up, reach for the sky, look for the sky, and then take your right arm back behind you, left arm comes forward, fingertips on the floor as you lift and lengthen and twist. Take a breath in as you lift your heart and take your gaze over that right shoulder. And exhale as you twist. Inhale, reach up, look up, unwind, and exhale, take it to the other side, just finding a gentle twist here. Good, stretching the neck, the shoulders, and all those internal organs. Breathing in, letting your exhale twist you as deeply as you're ready, only as far as you're ready to go this morning. So good for you. Take one more breath in and exhale, unwind. Release yourself from your easy pose and we'll come up to our tabletop. So pad your knees, be gentle with your knees. Take your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. Let's take some cat-cows. So tops of the feet on the floor, shake your booty out a little bit, get ready. And then drop your belly, lift your gaze. And then drop the crown of the head toward the floor, bring the belly into the spine round. Add the breath if you haven't already. Inhale and exhale. Good. Press the mat away. Inhale into your cow and exhale into your cat. Beautiful. Let's take a couple more. Feel free to make these your own. If you want to take a little figure 8 or take some hip circles here. Figure out what feels good in your body and make it your own. On this next Halloween cat, really press the mat away. Bring your chin down to your chest. And then come back to neutral. Find that neutral spine. And we'll keep the left hand on the mat and extend the left leg long. Take those toes, point them down toward the floor, and then reach the right arm forward. We'll come into a little bird dog here. Celebrating the dog. Yeah, good. Reach a little bit farther and point the toes, get really long. Take your gaze slightly forward so you have a nice long neck. And then lower it down, so strong. Feel the length in those legs, right? Shake it out. And then keep both hands on the floor as you get set up. Send the right leg long, point those toes down toward the floor and extend the left leg when you're ready. Find the balance. Find that shift from right to left until you can find that sweet spot where you can balance here. Send your gaze slightly forward, like a good bird dog. Look toward the birds. And then point your toe, get really long. Send the fingertips out and the toes out. Good. Find that sweet spot again, always balancing. And then slowly lower knees, lower hands. Bring the knees as wide as your mat. Big toes touch. And take a sweet, sweet child's pose here. So finding what works for you in your child's pose. So maybe your head doesn't feel like coming all the way down to the mat, and a block or a blanket would feel good underneath the forehead. And then let your hips sink back as slowly as you need to, just to find that length in the body. And decide if you want to walk your fingertips out, get a really extended child's pose, stretching the shoulders. Fingertips can press into the mat. And you can draw those shoulders back into the sockets and get that stretch, little engagement of the upper back. Take another big breath in. See if you can sink a little bit deeper into your child's pose. And then let it go. Let the hands rest. Let the forehead rest. Maybe rock on that third eye a couple of times. Gentle massage. Just tune into your own energy here. How are you feeling? How have things shifted already? It's one thing we notice when we drop in beneath the choppy waters of the mind, that everything changes. All we have to do is wait and breathe. Good. And take one more breath here. And as you exhale, slowly make your way back up through your tabletop. Take your hands, maybe even turn them toward you. Give your wrists a little stretch. Turn your fingers toward you, that is. Maybe rock forward and back. And if your knees are starting to be tender, we're coming up to the downward facing dog. So whenever you're ready, take your hands and turn them back. Place them just ahead of where they were in your tabletop. Press into the finger joints and that pad between the pointer finger and the thumb. And press into your toes. And just lift up slowly into your downward facing dog. So we'll come up slowly, keeping a bend in the knees. Moving your blanket out of the way if it's there. And then walk your dog. Take a gentle walk, especially if your legs are sore. A little sore like mine. I did some squats yesterday. And I feel them. Little walk of the dog. Just go ahead and lift your hips a little bit higher. Maybe straighten your legs a little bit more. Maybe play with coming up in your toes, lowering your heel, stretching calves. Keeping that breath nice and smooth as you do. And then find some stillness. Oh, the geese just flew by. Take a big breath in, slowly look forward, come up on your toes, and take a walk forward to the front of your mat. Find your first forward fold. Maybe circle out those wrists a little bit. Maybe reach for your elbows as you come into ragdoll. Bending the knees as much as you need to. Maybe one at a time. Do a little dance here as you find your stillness in your forward fold. Good. Take a nice big breath in and slow breath out. And then bend your knees, root to rise. We're going to roll up one vertebra at a time, just slowly coming up. Finding our mountain pose, reaching up, finding that length, reaching up, looking up, getting nice and long. And then take a hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Take your side bend. Look left. Under the underarm. Inhale back up. Look right as you lean left. Good. Inhale, rise up. Reach your fingertips up. Get nice and long. If you want to stretch, you will be stretching. If you want to test your balance, come on up on your toes. Keep your gaze up if you can, or look forward. Find that steady gazing point. Yeah, it's much easier looking forward. You can even close your eyes if you're really feeling like totally balanced today. Lower down. Take your hands back to the lower back. Press your palms of your hands into your lower back. And take a gentle back bend, drawing your shoulder blades together, looking up, leaning back. And see if you can press your hips forward a little more as you draw your shoulders toward one another, gazing up. Big breath in and a slow breath out as you rise back up to mountain pose. And take your forward fold, slow and easy, gentle. Take your right hand to the floor, fingertips to the floor, or a block is nice here. Place it on the block or the floor and take your twist. Left arm raises. You can even bend the right knee if you want a little bit more, or keep both legs straight. Decide what feels right for you. Maybe flip your palm, take a little half bind here, and take your gaze up toward the left. Good. Breathe in And slowly breathe out. Take your left hand to the floor or block. Peel that right arm up, open that shoulder. Decide if you want to play with a bent knee or play with a half bind or both. No limits. Good. One more breath in. And then slowly release your fingertips to the floor. Inhale to a halfway lift. Make that tabletop, half tabletop. And then exhale, fold again. Inhale, we'll root to rise, reaching up, moving a little faster. And exhale, go ahead and fold. Take your hands to the floor, step on back, downward facing dog. Now here's a little choice for you. We're going to play in a dolphin pose or stay in your downward facing dog. So if you'd like to come into dolphin, bring your forearms down to the floor and your hips stay high. Good. This is a shoulder exercise, so your gaze is slightly forward. And then see if you want to lift one leg. Maybe your right leg lifts, maybe you point your toes, get long. Always the option to stay in downward facing dog. Come into a three-legged dog if you are there. And then lower your right leg. See if you want to lift your left leg. Downward facing dog or dolphin. This is an intense shoulder. We won't be here long. Lower your left leg. Excellent. If you're in dolphin, come back up to downward facing dog. Excellent. Good job. Raise your right leg high. Open it up. Fire hydrant. Maybe take a circle. And then we'll send that right leg long again and step it forward. And we'll take the right leg kind of over toward the right of your mat. So farther to the right than, say, a crescent lunge would be. And then we'll take the left leg and spin it to flat, and it'll be more toward the left side. So you've got more space, like railroad tracks. And then rise up. We'll come into our warrior one. Warrior one pose. I always sound like I'm saying warrior, no worries here. So take your hips and point them forward as much as you can. And then reach your arms up. Find a strong warrior one. So you might feel the stretch in the left calf. And you want to track your right knee over your right ankle. Beautiful. Beautiful warriors. And then flip your palms. Take them behind you. See if you can clasp them. Shine your heart. Lift your gaze. Squeeze your shoulder blades. And on your exhalation, humble warrior. So we'll bring our head below our heart. Lift our arms up. Find that balance. So press into both feet. Feel both legs nice and stretched out so they're supporting us. Good. Maybe lift your arms a little bit higher. Relax the back of the neck. Take a big breath. Exhale. And on your inhalation, release your hands. Take your arms. Reach them back up. Good. Come back into your warrior one. Excellent. Excellent work. So hopefully that block is in front of you. Yeah, mine is. I hope yours is too. When you're ready, we're going to come forward, find that block, take it to the left side. No, take it to the right side. Sorry, my bad. Come into that right foot. Take the block just ahead of you to the right of the right foot. Peel your left arm up. We'll come into a half moon pose. So balance, this is our balance. So take it slow. Lift that left leg and go ahead and flex the left toes, just as we were in the very beginning. Good. Now you can play with the height of your block if you like. You can bring it up a little bit higher so you feel like you're being met by the floor, or your fingertips can come to the floor. So play here. If you fall out, come back in, and always the option to reach back for this left ankle and draw the heel toward the hip. So advanced option, always giving that. Good. Take one more breath in. Good. And then as you exhale, take the left hand to the floor, take that left foot to the floor, take the right foot back, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. So get back to your dog. Get back to basics. Walk your dog. And just take a moment here, pause, notice your energy. How has it shifted? Has it? Let it pass. And then you might want to come down to that dolphin pose. You can also clasp your hands here. Take your gaze back towards your knees as you lift your hips a little bit higher. Good. We'll be here for one more breath. If you're in downward facing dog, good for you, stay. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then when you're ready, come back up to your dog. Press your hips up. Let's lift the left leg up to the sky. Open it up. Take a little hip circle maybe. And then re-extend that left leg. Good. Think about where you're going to place your left foot. We'll come into that warrior one. So step it up to the left side of your mat. And then take your right foot, spin it flat. Maybe come up on your fingertips. Good. And then use your strength of your legs and your arms to reach up, come into your warrior one here. So fingertips reaching toward the sky. Maybe take a brief glance up. Test your balance. Breathe in, left knee over left ankle, right foot firmly planted. Take a big breath in, flip your palms, take that funky grip. So something that feels a little funky, test your brain. Good. Draw your shoulder blades together, shine your heart, look up. Inhale and exhale into your humble warrior. So head below heart. Keep that steady. I don't know, both legs are taking the brunt of this pose, so hopefully it's steady. Good. Just let the weight be distributed as evenly as you can, even though most of the weight is in the left leg. See if you can think about the right leg. Good. As you lift your arms a little bit higher, maybe. Good. All right, we're going to press into that evenly distributed weight and slowly rise up using the strength of our legs, reaching the arms up, finding that beautiful warrior pose. Torso twisted toward the front. Fingertips reaching toward the sky. Find your gaze. Good. Breathe in. And here we go. We're going to look forward, find that block. Hopefully it'll be there for you. If not, there's always the option to reach for the floor, fingertips to the floor. Yeah, block is nice though. We're going to come into our half moon here, so we'll lift the right leg, using the left leg to support us. Right arm peels up. Take that gaze up toward the right arm and flex that right foot. We've got those toes flexing. Good. Not easy to talk when you're cueing a half moon. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then slowly take your right hand, fingertips come to the floor, left hand comes to the floor, right foot meets the left. Relax into your forward fold. So maybe in this forward fold, you want to take your palms and place them gently under your feet. Maybe let your toes massage out your wrists. Or you can take your peace fingers and wrap them around your big toes. And just find that distribution of weight. So maybe rocking forward and back from heels to toes. Just find that center point where you can have a moment of stillness. And breathe in. And breathe out. When you're ready, slowly release your hands or your grip. Take your fingertips to the floor. Let's bring our feet wide and point those toes out. And then sink down, come into a yogi squat. Now, if this doesn't work for your knees, we'll come on down to our glutes. But if you can come through a yogi squat, a nice thing, if you have your block close, you can also just tuck that under your hips and use that. And then press your elbows into your inner thighs. and your inner thighs into your elbows. You can come into prayer pose, hands at heart. Good. If you'd like to play with a crow pose, you're always welcome. So if you'd like to play in crow, bring your knees to your upper arms. Yeah, this is not gentle, so just playing. If you're in crow, I want to know about it. When you're ready, we're just going to come on down to a seat, extend those legs long. This will be the more gentle portion of our program here. Extend the legs long, flex your toes, lift your heart, draw your shoulders up and away, and then reach your arms up. Take a forward fold. So reach for your feet, your ankles. You can use your strap to reach around your legs if you like. And once you find that sweet spot where you have an edge, just let everything go. So stop flexing. Stop. Just surrender into this pose. Just let the shoulders round forward. Just let this be a passive pose. Let this restore your equilibrium, your energy. Come back to your center. Take a few breaths here. Just enjoying this passive yin pose. Let the weight of your upper body draw you toward your legs. Maybe find a little more of an edge here. Always the option to lift up halfway and then lower down. Good. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. See where you can soften a little bit more. Notice if you're gripping the jaw, soften. And let the back of the neck be soft. The upper back rounding forward, softening. Good. 3 more breaths here. And as you're ready, take your hands to either sides of the legs. Come on up slowly. And then we'll come on down to our backs. I'm going to flip around here. Hug those knees into the chest one more time. And then lower your feet to the floor. Take your hips, bump them over to the right. And then we'll take a twist over to the left. So legs come over to the left. You can take that right leg and extend it if you like. Make it long or keep a bend in the knee, whichever feels right. If you extend it, you might want to take a hold of the outside of this right leg. And you might want to take your right arm and open it up, giving yourself a nice stretch on this right side. Turn your gaze in that direction. Good. Sort of a half cat pulling its tail pose, but nice, gentle twist. Make it what you need. Breathe through it. Enjoy it. Good. Take one more breath in. And as you exhale, slowly make your way back to your back. Neutralize that spine. Get kind of central on your mat. And then take your hips, bump them over to the left. Draw your knees in and take them over to the right. Decide if you want to take your left leg and extend it long. Maybe take your right hand to the outside of the foot and open that left arm out, taking your gaze in that general direction. Good. Breathing in, breathing out. That's all you have to do. Just be present. And then notice, where can you let go a little bit more? When you soften that left hip. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. On that next breath in, take yourself back to your center. Find that center point, that sweet spot. And then take whatever shape might feel really good. So it might feel good to hug your knees in one last time. Might feel good to take a happy baby. Taking the outside edges of your feet and drawing them toward your shoulders. And then perhaps you'd like another heart opener for your Shavasana, or maybe you'd like your legs up the wall. Whatever that is for you. So you might want to consider rolling up your blanket and taking it lengthwise on your mat, and then taking your hips to the base of that blanket and then lowering yourself down. And then you can, same as your supported pose that we started with, you can just wrap your shoulders around the blanket. It might be a little more gentle. Just decide. You can take your legs as wide as your mat. You can let your palms face up. So many options for Shavasana. Find that spot where you can just let go. And just allow this practice, all the gentle things and all the crazier things, the more difficult things, just let that shift back to neutral. Allow yourself to give over to this practice. Nothing left to do here. This is a poem by the poet Dana Folds from her book One Soul, More Poems from the Heart of Yoga. This is called Beneath the Surface. What will I know if I go below the choppy surface of the mind? Focus flows, and there are no fixed points. Slow currents swirl and slip still deeper. I grow very quiet. The mind attends the subtlest sensations. It is a different world, and I am an explorer of these inner realms where nothing stays the same for very long. Energy shifts and changes. I find peace beneath the surface. Bring it back with me. Hold it in my hands like a small white bird, and then release it, that peace might fly where it is most needed. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. Bring movements to fingers and toes. Turn the head from side to side. And just pause here, noticing the shifts that have occurred. You did that. And make your way to a comfortable seat by whatever way you like. So rolling to one side is always good. Use the strength of your arms to press yourself up, or stay right where you are. And then once you arrive in your seat, just take a moment to notice. See if you've made a little more space for your breath, for your hips. And when you're ready, reach up for all the goodness. And draw right down to your heart. Take a moment to bow to your own heart, acknowledging the goodness, acknowledging this practice, this life, finding gratitude. And then taking a moment before this ends to send a prayer like that white bird. Send it out to someone who could use it. Thank you for practicing again. So happy to practice with you. Namaste.